Welcome to Art of War. My name's Charlie and I'm the head coach of Advanced League of Legends team. Each week I'll be going through our OPL matches and discussing some concepts with you guys and hopefully providing some insight about how we play. For our first episode, we'll be looking at our recent match against the Chiefs, specifically how we used Galio to get a side lane advantage in the early game. Okay, so from the first game, we're going to look at two separate points where we use our Galio pick to try and generate an early lead by going to the side lanes. So to start with, we have a level 5 Galio who's about to hit level 6, and top lane is shoving. The enemy bottom lane have just recalled, so our bottom lane is quite safe, and we haven't seen Sejuani in a while, but we do have a ward on her Raptors, so we will see her out if she comes up. Now as we roll the clip, we see that Galio is shoving his lane at the same time as Gnar trying to trade HP with the on so that the dive is possible. Gnar is able to do this as he's playing on the strong side of the map, so the HP deficit will mean nothing. Now, as the wave is shoving in, Galio has to make a choice as to whether he's going to contest this next mid wave or whether he's going to ditch his priority and walk up. Priority is the term that League of Legends players use to describe the state of a lane and which champion will be able to leave that lane first if a fight was to break out. So usually this is dictated by a wave push that can be generated through kill pressure or just a matchup. Sometimes junglers can be involved in dictating priority, and it's not just matchup based. So as this dive goes on, we have to remember that it's not just a 3-man play, a 2-man play. All 5 members of our team have to be involved. As you can see, Blinky on Ezreal has already taken his recall, so it's harder for Sejuani to perform a cross map on the opposite side. Jake on Shen is also moving to the mid wave in case they want to make a push there. So we roll it again, we see that the dive is just about to be taken out. So Swiper plays this really well at the start. He Ws to dodge the Gnar ulti, the CC from it that is, forcing Pabu to flash out. He does not have stopwatch, only does, so he tanks the aggro. Galio becomes in range, and the On dies. It's very simple. Now the reason that this play worked is because, firstly, Ornn was not respecting that the Galio could move up at level 6, and also Jarvan had already placed a lot of wards in topside and got the pressure. This is a really good example of playing to the strong side of your map and having your weak side be safe at the same time. The timing was really good here, and this can be replicated. As we can see, Sejuani moves into the bottom jungle after this to try and secure some camps. Ideally, she wants to dive bottom after this. You can see she's pinging for it, but Shen's mid. We have an Ezreal bottom who has a stopwatch. Like, he's very safe. He can just not touch the wave or he can back off. Like, we have vision of Sejuani. We're very ready for this to happen. Okay, so moving into a second clip, something we have to talk about is the fact that they have an Azir mid and we have a Galio, so there is actually pressure on us to make plays in the side wave this game. They have a hyperscaling AD and mid, so their teamfight is stronger, and it's actually our win condition to get ahead using the Galio. This can translate into Gnar having a lead so that he can then push his advantage on the Ornn and hopefully become a split push threat, so we don't have to solely rely on a 5v5. Now, going to this next play, we see that Galio's ulti is just about to come off cooldown. Something really good about this game is we were using our ultimates on cooldown middle for the first 2, which makes it very hard to respond to, and it's also very efficient. So again, Ornn is half mana. Galio's getting shoved out here. We see Barbic on the bottom side of the map right now. I say we see, I mean us, not AV. And Jarvan, again, we'll pause it here. He has really good vision in the topside jungle. Our bottom lane is prepared to play safe. And the Gnar is pushing the wave, and he's just hit Mega Gnar. This is a really good setup once again. Galio cannot really get priority in this matchup unless his jungler is nearby, so it's his job to ditch the wave. As you can see, it's not like a normal mid roam where you push in the wave and then move. Galio's actually just letting Azir touch the wave because he's assuming that he can get a better lead on the other side of the map. Now let's play this through. Same thing again. Ornn has no flash. Jarvan moves in, blocks the E. Locks him inside. It's a free Galio ulti. Easy kill pickup. So right here, Sejuani's doing a good job with cross-mapping right now, getting a dragon on the other side. Azir's going to get some mid-chip, and our bottom lane should walk away. What happens here instead, though, is our bottom lane pushes their limit a little bit, and they do end up dying. We do end up throwing some TPs down there as well, but that's an error on our part. The theory is that our weak side should absorb as much pressure as they can without dying, so our strong side can get ahead. Alright, I hope you guys learned something today with the use of quasi-globals and strong versus weak side, and how to roam from mid on champions where you can't necessarily get priority normally. Tune in next week for our next matches versus Legacy, and I hope to have something to show you then.